Welcome back, everyone. So, this is a video that I've already attempted to make, and I think I actually clarified about this in a previous video that I made. I made this whole entire video. I wanted to make this video for some time. The question that is being debated is, can you use deadly force on a dog, or is it illegal? Because so many times you see these, the cops, they get attacked by the friggin' dog, it charged them, and they shoot it, and now they're facing all of these, legal charges. Uh, it was a puppy. It was a tail wagging. Tail wagging. They face so much scrutiny as police officers for, defending themselves in the line of duty. So some people might wonder where they, as citizens, how are they legally? Where are they legally in the realm of, if they're forced to defend their life against a vicious dog? Where do they land in the spectrum of things? So I made this video, and I realized, because I don't make any money off of this channel, quite obviously. I do this channel on weekends when I can. My wife actually has COVID right now, so neither one of us can go anywhere, because even though I tested negative, it's really not a great idea for me to go out and about at this current time. So I don't have to get up tomorrow morning to do anything or go anywhere. So my wife, she wants to get bed on time, quite obviously, so that she can get better. Really hoping and praying that she recovers quickly. But I've been, I love this channel and I love this community, and this is something that I wanted to do. So I went out and I bought a microphone, and I think I figured out how I can make this video. The problem that I was facing before was I couldn't turn my microphone on and off conveniently enough where I could make the video. And the microphone, when I went to play this video to leave some commentary on it, because I've watched this video, some of the things that they say make a lot of sense, and some of them are total crap. So I wanted to comment and make remarks on this, but I couldn't do it because, like I said, I didn't have a microphone other than the one. All of the videos that I've made have either been on my phone or they've been made on the built-in microphone on my computer. So I went out and I bought a microphone. Hopefully it works halfway decent. Let me know if you guys like it better than the one that came with my computer. Hopefully it's better than the one that came with my computer. But I've been meaning to make this video. When I picked up that microphone, this was the first video that I wanted to make in a detailed video, not just the shorts that I've been compiling. So let's get right to it. This video, can you use deadly force on a dog? This channel, USCCA, is the United States Concealed Carry Association, if I'm not mistaken. I'm part of this group. USCCA provides concealed carry insurance to people who have concealed licenses. So in the event that you ever have to defend yourself with a firearm in a, whatever situation takes place, if somebody comes after you in court, the USCCA is insurance. And obviously I'm not sponsored by these guys, and I'm about to tear these guys up a little bit in their conversation, because I don't agree with everything that they're saying. But just to give you some background on who these people are and what they stand for. And so we're going to get into this, and I've been meaning to make this video and I'm really glad I'm finally going to be able to do it. So let's get right into it, shall we?
Here we go. I'm going to make everybody mad as we talk about shooting vicious dogs with noted criminal defense attorney Tom Grieve. But before we do that, let me let you know that there's a gun giveaway going on. It's absolutely free. It's happening right now. It ends really soon. So click the link down below in the description to learn which brand new gun you could win. Tom, this is one we're going to get letters. And it's coming because I got a letter. We recently put together a story in Concealed Carry Magazine.
Hey, sorry. Looks like I experienced some technical difficulties, so I cannot hit the full screen button and use the recording feature at the same time. So I'm going to hopefully be able to edit these two clips together seamlessly, but I'm not restarting the video. So let's back up a little bit here, and continue with the video.
Concealed Carry Magazine about what to do when facing a vicious dog. And dog lovers of the world hate it when we talk about this.
And dog lovers of the world hate it when they talk about shooting a dog in self-defense, because it goes against everything that they've been led to believe and everything that they portray, and that is the idea that dogs are always provoked and it's never the dog's fault. And in their mind, if it's never the dog's fault, then there is never an acceptable reason for shooting and killing a dog in self-defense.
We did talk about some of the more noteworthy breeds. I'll say that.
Noteworthy breeds? Huh, what could that possibly mean?
And one guy I read the letter this morning. He accused me of the writer in the story, not me. I didn't write the story. He accused our writer of telling people to shoot pit bulls on sight.
Yes, that is exactly what we need to do. Obviously, that's not what these guys are saying, but that would be the ideal reaction. You see a pit bull that has the capability and the will to cause severe damage and or death to anyone around them, and shooting them on sight would be the best possible way to prevent the possibility of injury and or death.
And nothing could be further from the truth. I explained to him that in any use of deadly force, in any use of your firearm, that you have to use objectively reasonable force based on the totality of the circumstances. But are there times when you can use your firearm to stop an attack from a vicious dog?
Yes.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. The fact that this question has to be brought up in the first place shows you how messed up that this whole thing is. The idea that you have to wonder as a person, am I allowed? And in their case, they're talking about people who have gone through the training and the legal ramifications of obtaining a permit to carry a weapon. That's who they're talking about in this video. And these people who have gone through the process, and I have personally been through the process, it's a whole bunch of written paperwork on state law, and it is a range training session to qualify with your firearm. People who have gone through this training process and this law class, these people are asking the question, am I allowed to shoot a animal, if you want to call it that, a predator, in self-defense? Am I allowed to do that? The fact that this question even has to be asked, you could know right off the bat something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Now we got a game. All right. I am not encouraging, I'll look right at the camera. I am not encouraging people to shoot dogs willy-nilly. I am talking about using objectively reasonable force to stop an attack. And people are saying, well, it's not the dog's fault. It's the owner's fault that this is happening.
And there is another myth. Even these people who, neither one of these guys hates dogs. But even these people who are certified in law and in teaching classes, they're getting pummeled by dog nuts who are accusing these guys. They're basically saying, hey, this is what you can do based on the confines of law. And that is just too much. The fact that you would even suggest that it's not the dog's fault. How could you possibly suggest that? Because it's not the dog's fault, then there's no way it could be justified. These nutters.
Dogs will be kind no matter what breed they are. They can be trained properly. That's not the point. If the dog is attacking me or my child or a family member or a loved one, I can't shoot the owner of the dog to get the dog to stop the attack. We have to use the force against the attacking animal. And as tragic as that may be, and yes, it's not the dog's fault.
Wrong. It is the dog's fault. It is also the dog owner's fault. But how could you not blame the entity that carried out the attack? It went on a sustained effort to harm another living creature that was not doing it any harm. You can't say with any sort of sense, with 1 ounce of credibility, that the entity that carried out the attack is not at fault. Don't try to say that it's not the dog's fault. It is the dog's fault.
But we're trying to stop this attack. We're trying to save lives or stop great bodily injury. So what are we going to be faced with? Let's put aside all of the anger from the dog lovers in the world and things like that. What are we going to face with for legal jeopardy if we use a firearm to stop a dog attack?
So I'm going to pull a Kathy Newman. So what you're saying is shoot all dogs on sight.
And that is exactly what the nutters will hear. Anything that comes out of these two guys' mouths, that is exactly what he just said. So what you're saying is shoot all dogs on sight. That is all that these narcissistic people are going to hear when they hear law and order and the way that things are. All they're going to hear is, so what you're saying is shoot all dogs on sight. That's what they're going to hear. These two guys here they're not joking around. This is the kind of stuff that they get from these dog nuts. And these guys aren't even part of the anti-dog community. They're simply answering questions. And the amount of crap that they get, and the amount of clarifying that they have to do, it just shows you how out of their mind these people are. Not these two instructors. I mean the dog nut community.
No.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely not.
Don't do that. All right.
Okay.
Now that I'm clear. Look, if you do use deadly force against a dog, regardless of breed, dogs are, and again, I did not write these laws, so don't direct your wrath at myself or Kevin.
Too late. I'm already
Too
I'm
late,
already
right?
getting it.
I know. It's going to come. People love blaming the messenger. It's just what it boils down to. However, dogs, as of time of this of us making this video, do not enjoy personhood rights.
So did you hear that? Dogs do not enjoy personhood rights. Dogs do not have the same rights as people. And these nutters have gotten to the point where they consider their dog every bit as much family as their flesh and blood relatives, and they cannot handle the idea that dogs are not people. They can't handle the idea that dogs should not be granted the same rights as humans.
They are generally regulated as property. Okay. So if that property goes out and decides to lock its jaws around a 1-year-old baby, you will absolutely be privileged to use deadly force to stop that dog. Now, I'm not suggesting that shooting at a dog holding a baby is necessarily always the best option. That would take a judicious amount of marksmanship. But point being is that you would certainly be within your rights at that point, rather than watching your child get ripped apart, to use deadly force or whatever force necessary at that point to terminate that attack. Now, if the attack's over and the dog's no longer a threat, or if, take it out of that particular extreme context, and if it's trying to bite you, if it's trying to bite a loved one, and maybe it's already bitten you, it's already, taken a chunk out of your calves or something, and it's trying to do so again, yeah, you're going to be able to use deadly force to stop that attack.
It's sad that you have to wait until the dog has as he said, taken a chunk out of your calf. It's sad that when you're not given the go-ahead to shoot a dog until it actually has attacked you. Never mind the fact that 5 million people are attacked by dogs every year in the United States. Never mind the potential danger that's already there. You have to wait until the dog actually attacks.
Shooting the owner is what we call homicide at
Yes.
that point.
That would be bad.
That homicide, bad.
Okay.
We can agree on that. There's common ground, I feel like,
Yeah.
there. And hopefully there's common ground with you as well. Homicide.
Hopefully there's common ground with you dog nuts. Hopefully you can agree that killing people is bad. We're hoping that that's common ground that we share.
Bad. So now it's different, obviously, if the homeowner's coming after you with a knife, with a gun. Okay, now that's no longer homicide. That's self-defense.
Yeah, and I need to add this up too, because I've seen some threats. If you shoot my dog, I'm going to come kill you.
And that is exactly just like I Hate Dogs has said, even in some of his recent live streams, that he believes that there's going to come a time where a dog attacks him, he kills it, and then now, after you kill this dog nuts dog, after it attacks you, they're going to come after you and they're going to try to kill you, and you're going to have to kill them too. You think that, some of the things that we talk about in the anti-dog community are limited to how we feel about it? This is proof that it is not merely what we think about it. Because again, these guys are not anti-dog people. They've both raised their hands in the air and said, I don't hate dogs, I don't hate dogs, I don't hate dogs. And they've said it over and over and over and over again. And even with that, they're admitting that they're already going to get backlash.
No, hang on. that changes the ball game again, because now you, the dog owner, are defending property. Dogs are not people. Dogs are property. You're defending property. Your dog was committing a violent act and was stopped. And now you are committing violence upon the person who stopped your dog. That's going to be a problem as well.
There you go. You shoot somebody's dog in self-defense. A dog is considered property. The dog owner attacks you, and you are still within your rights to defend yourself. But you are allowed to defend yourself from a violent attack, whether it is a violent, life-threatening attack from a mutt or from the person who allowed the mutt to attack you, and now they are attacking you. You're allowed to defend yourself from both of those things.
Yeah, when the victim who was attacked by your dog, and they're looking at what's left of their mangled foot on the ground after they just shot your dog, to make sure they still had another foot, and then you come out with a knife to avenge your animal. When they shoot you in the face, that's going to be probably a self-defense shooting.
That's probably going to be a self-defense shooting. Doesn't that sound good? Isn't that just music to your ears? When you have an angry, violent mutt that comes up out of nowhere, because you know the pit bulls, when they get loose, what do? Look for someone to attack. When a angry, violent predator, mutant, comes up and ravages a part of your body, and the owner of the mutant comes to avenge, instead of saying, "Oh my word, I'm so sorry that you were hurt by my scavenger mutant. Let me pay for your medical bill. Let me drive you to the hospital." Not that wouldn't happen. When the mutant attacks you and you shoot it and defend yourself, and then the owner of that mutant comes for revenge because they're narcissistic, entitled maniacs, when they come at you with a knife, you are within your rights to shoot that person in the face to defend yourself. Isn't that music to your ears?
Mm-hmm.
Without knowing more information.
Yeah, and I know we're talking in broad general terms, but this is a situation that is clouded by emotion over people's love for what they call their pets. And, oh, my dog would never hurt anything. Or don't just blame the pit bull or the Rottweiler or whatever other breed you want to insert here. I fully admit that all dogs are capable of biting and capable of doing some sort of damage.
And that is the reason why they do not belong in human territory. Thank you for spelling that out for me. I didn't even have to spell that out. You did that for me.
An 11-pound Chihuahua is going to be different than a 75-pound pit bull, and nobody wants to hear the underwriting current of all of this is that there are certain breeds that were bred to be aggressive. And over the years, over the hundreds of years of specific dog breeding, dogs were built to be aggressive.
And see, this is where some of the stuff that they're saying is absolutely spot on. Some of it isn't, but, at least they acknowledge the fact that there are certain dog breeds that were specifically genetically fabricated to be vicious and to be fighters. At least they're acknowledging that. So you got to give these guys some credit for the things that they're saying. Some of the things that they're saying are down to earth and they make sense. And they are based in fact.
And they're dogs that are built to guard things and dogs that were built to fight other dogs. And it's not the dog's fault. The owner can train those dogs to be calmer.
And, here we go again with some of the stuff is right, some of the stuff is wrong. The question that I have is, why would you want to own a creature that you have to train not to attack if its nature is to attack? And what business do you have having that creature in human territory if its nature is to attack?
But some dogs are more aggressive than other dogs, and people need to be aware of that. And again, we don't want to shoot dogs. It's not something that we're advocating people to do, but it's something that does arise and is a problem. And if it is the dog owner's fault, yeah, it's still the dog owner's fault, but it's the dog that's committing the violent act.
Right. At the end of the day, people have a right to not have their body or the body of a loved one ripped apart by an animal. And that might not be the animal's fault because they had a bad, vicious owner. 100% granted. Don't know, but that 100% granted. That does not mean that you have to watch your 4-year-old child get dismembered because it's not the dog's fault that it's doing this.
Yeah,
or
you're
in some
hollering
sort
at the dog owner,
Right.
get your dog. No,
Right. No.
something else has to be done.
Right. That's not the way it works. And the wrath for that situation, if it was indeed the owner that brutalized that dog to become whatever it was that attacked and did whatever, my position is direct your wrath against that owner, not against the person who's trying to protect their 4-year-old, not against the person who's trying to protect their spouse or themselves. That person is a victim. That dog might be a victim in that scenario as well.
No. I'm going to stop right there. The dog is never the victim. The dog is never the victim. The dog is always the aggressor, and the dog nuts are always the enabler.
Well, depending upon how you want to look at it. I completely grant you that. But the person who's trying to be able to walk the next day is every bit as much of a victim at a minimum.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough situation, surrounded by lots of emotion. Thank you for your insight. Always good to have you here and talk with you about things like this. And folks, thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. Remember that gun giveaway is still going on.
Okay, so I just thought I'm glad I was finally able to make this video. Hopefully you guys got some valuable information out of this. I'm not gonna, we're not promoting their gun giveaway. I'm not a gun channel, even though I am well trained with firearms. I'm obviously not affiliated with USCCA for their channel, but I just thought you guys could find that useful, and that this video, if you weren't aware of it, I don't have the ability to post things on a community page, and I wanted to leave my commentary on this video, but just so you know, at least in the United States, you are legally allowed to defend yourself from an attacking dog with equal deadly force until the threat has been ceased, basically, is what they're saying. So, thank you for watching. Always remember, love the sinner, hate the dog.